What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the one-on-one series presented by Fandoms Anonymous. Man, we've been cranking out these episodes one by one. One, because everybody's at home, so everybody's available. So I mean, you just got to keep it real for what it is. There have been people I've been trying to interview for a while, and they are now available. So hey, shout out to Corona. You know what I mean? We hate what you're doing to the world, but you give an opportunity for everybody to be at home and rest and chill and relax, and that's a good thing. We all getting back to ourselves, but man, I got somebody special on today. I got my crab brother, and if we ain't even have to go in and explain what crab brother means. We might get to it a little bit later. But I got my boy Tyree Gilbert on the line. What's going on, Tyree?
Hey man, what's up, man? What's up?
Man, nothing to it, man. We got a lot to talk about with you today, man. You've been moving and grooving and shaking ever since we crabbed that band back in the day, man. We getting old. We didn't hit 10 years, man.
Right,
It's
man.
been a lot, man. But man, how you been?
Oh man, I've been all right, man. Just moved back to Cincinnati. I lived in Memphis for 2.5 years, teaching down there. I'm just trying to find the next dollar,
There you go.
stuff
Hey,
like that.
hey, it is what it is, man. If you can't be real with nobody, be real with yourself. So,
Exactly.
for those of you who don't know, Tyree is a band director. Not only is he a band director, he's an African American band director, and he has joined the pantheon of great teachers. We need more Black teachers, especially Black male teachers, in our society, so that young people, like when we were growing up, we can have somebody to look at. Like, I don't know for you, but I didn't have my first male teacher. Well, I mean, PE. I mean, you can count PE, but as far as somebody teaching me a subject
Right.
that we were going to use, it was until eighth grade. Eighth grade, I had my first Black male teacher for science. What about you?
Well, for me, my first male teacher was in preschool. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had
Right.
preschool. I had a bunch in elementary.
Right.
No, yeah, I had about like 2, 3. High school, I had a couple, but yeah,
Right.
I've been surrounded by a lot of male teachers. I remember my 10th grade year, I had a African American male English teacher, and that kind of blew my mind because you don't see a lot of us,
Right.
teaching English,
Teaching
like
English. Maybe
And
math and history and stuff like that.
right,
English.
yeah, but it was actually English, and I was in like the advanced classes and all that, but I ended up getting his class because it wasn't advanced English for him because I had added a music class to my schedule. So
Right.
that kind of like jumped me up that way. But I was real fortunate to be in his class because he was real knowledgeable, man. He was cool. And he made sure that like, man, like y'all are just like me. So you don't have to be great at English, but you got to know how to do it the correct way to get things that you want. So his name was Mr. Brantley, man. Real cool guy. He graduated from Kentucky State. He taught me at Withrow High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. Man, it was real cool cat, man. But I had a lot, man. I had all my music teachers, they was Black males. History teacher, Mr. Bryant, he was the truth. That was back in middle school.
Gotcha.
And my dad was actually my math teacher too. That was kind of crazy. But that's a whole different story.
Right.
But
right.
I had a lot of African American males teachers, man. So yeah.
And now that you said English teacher, you really just jogged my memory. I take that back. My first Black male teacher was 6th grade. Mr. Campbell taught English. Now,
Okay.
now that I just tried not to remember my 6th grade year because it was horrible. I went to a bad school where they were just fighting every day and they ain't have windows. So I got you. 7th grade, I got the hell up out of there and went to a performing arts school, and the rest was history. But yeah, now that I go back, coming out of elementary school, my 6th grade year, Mr. Campbell taught English at Palmer Pilgrim's Middle School. It used to be called Palmer Prison Middle School because it legit was. They had no windows, bro. No windows.
What?
No,
So
it was a brick building, bro. It was brick.
So if y'all had a fire, how would y'all get out?
They had plenty of exits. You remember how old you used to count the doors?
Yeah.
It was plenty of them to go get up out of. It was plenty of them. But I wanted to talk to you today because you've been doing a lot. You've been becoming quite noteworthy in Cincinnati. But I want to talk to you first about your love for music. When did you first begin to get into music? And I can already guess that it's definitely a family thing because I know your dad does music.
Well, people always say when I came out, it was already a trumpet in my hand, but that's a lie. But
Mm-hmm.
like my dad tell me stories. He said like when I was like about 2 years old, because like my dad played trumpet too, and like he said I used to like just blowing the horn, all that type of stuff like that. But I really grabbed a love for it, really, and my third grade, fourth grade year in elementary school,
Right,
because
right.
like I said before, we had a lot of African American male music teachers, and I had one. His name was he was a Reverend O'Neill, Todd O'Neill in Cincinnati, Ohio. So he taught us how to sing and all that. We learned about the literary voice and sing, all of that. Then, but my teacher that actually taught me how to play the trumpet in kindergarten, he was our gym teacher. So he was just fresh out of college. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Trying to get his foot in the door. So he taught PE. The next thing I know, he's the music teacher. Like being that young, I don't know what's going on. So
Right.
but
You
then
just get that announcement, Mr. Such and Such is going to be with us in music today, boys and
yeah,
girls.
exactly.
And then you be like, okay.
Right. So you're like, okay. But then I remember third grade, that's when he started like a little drum line. So they kind of performed at the pep rallies and all that type of stuff. So I was like, what is this? I didn't know what it was because up here, you didn't know band stuff going on for real.
Right,
But
right.
then fourth grade coming along, that's when they gave him he filled out a grant from VH1 called VH1 Say the Music. So for my
I remember
birthday,
that.
I set that up for charity for my birthday this past year. And so we had that was the first time they brought instrumental music to our school. And our school was a low performance school. Fights all the time. It's in the we classify it as in the ghettos and in the middle, Cincinnati, Ohio, West End, Cincinnati, and all that stuff. But he had a vision, so he said, "Oh, we're gonna start a band up here, yada yada yada." So you know me, I'm about to play drums. That's what everybody want to do. Everybody want to
Yeah,
play drums.
definitely.
Then my dad told him like, "Nah, he ain't playing no drums. He gonna play trumpet."
Right.
I don't know better. So he said, "Nah, your dad said you gonna play trumpet." Like, man, I want to play this thing. Man, I want to play drums. So it kind of took off from there. I kind of started off bad with the wrong mouthpiece stuff. My dad, he had like old jet tone mouthpiece. So that was my first mouthpiece. I'm already hit high notes and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm blowing in the horn.
Right.
And my music, his name is Terry Twitty, man. We still talk now, man. He was like, man, I remember when you first started, you had that jet tone mouthpiece. And I was like, hold on. He was like, hold on. Ain't no kid supposed to be doing this. What is this? He said, no, man, you're supposed to play on his mouthpiece. I'm like, I don't know. No.
I just
But
gave what gave to me.
right. So but then he a hell of a teacher, man. When we start getting better on our instruments, man, he took us to Macy's downtown during like the holidays and just play out the book in the store and stuff. Took us so many places that way. Then around my fifth grade, sixth grade year, a guy named Gordon Austin, we call him Big Will. He seen us at one of the parades in Cincinnati Reds Parade, because like Cincinnati Public had like this when they first started bringing music, instrumental music back into the schools. So like we was in the parade playing like the little Hey song and all the easy stuff in the parade, and he seen us, and he was a band head, and he came to our school like, hey, I seen you on the parade. I'm starting a community band. Like we don't know about band. We just playing our instruments, and he showed us like videos of college bands. It wasn't no YouTube, none of that stuff. He had
None
a
of it. He had
VHS tape,
VHS tape.
put it in
Yes.
there. I'm saying
Bro,
people dance.
with the AV cart. Bring the AV cart in the
Man,
room.
man, you see the drum line doing stuff, see the cymbals jumping there, doing it between their legs and stuff like that. We're like, hey, what is this? I want to do that. So like in the summer, he started up. The group was called SOC, Spirit of Cincinnati. So like we fifth graders, you know, and doing this stuff, doing parades and all that type of stuff. And what really turned me into a band head was getting blown out for the very first time. I don't know. I'm just playing songs. So like fifth grade, man, like we had a parade here called the Black Family Reunion Parade, and
Right.
Shaw High School came. Then it was like 2003,
Right.
And so like the we get done with the parade, we chilling. Then the high school I ended up going to, Whittle High School was there too. They got so Shaw come from Cleveland. It's like a 4-hour drive. They cranking up songs. You know us, cause like with our group, we was with some high school kids too. But like this was like mainly when we first started, so it was like mainly elementary kids, and like we was like we want to play at them. We don't know what we might get ourselves into. We just want to play, and like this was still Fly came out, so we
Right.
kind of play like
Everybody
our
playing
little
that. Everybody's playing that.
yeah. So we play like our little Ricky Dink arrangement. No, we playing different songs. Boom, 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 boom. So Shaw about to leave. Shaw left. So we crunk up Still Fly. And Don Sean Wilson, Mr. Wilson, he stood the band up there at Shaw. He turned around, he looked at us, turned around at the band. Hey, I'll get back over here. And they played
Come
it
get these
back,
boys.
man. I ain't no cap, none of that stuff. Man, this was back when like Shaw was like they was loud than a mug, boy. Back then, I'm like, and that was my first experience with that. So like, oh man, finishing up middle school, going to high school, with the Whittle High School, Cincinnati, Ohio. Met my band director, Mike Wade, hell of a trumpet player, and coming in a freshman, thinking I knew everything, all that type of stuff, but like I wasn't a very good reader at all. I just was playing high notes. I don't know what I'm doing, all that stuff. But my high school band director, Mike Wade, he's a high note specialist, jazz artist in Cincinnati. Has got his own CDs, tour, all that type of stuff.
Right.
So like he was like, man, now you gotta do X, Y, and Z and get better that way. So throughout high school, I started really learning the horn. You know what I'm saying? Then another guy came my sophomore year, Mario Abney. He lives in New Orleans now. He was fresh out of college. He's like, man, let's play out some clock studies. I said, I don't know no clock study. What is this? So he's doing all this type of stuff. But with him, he improvised. I'm telling you anything, improvise on top of that stuff, man. Hell of a reader, man. Hell of a player. So like he lives in New Orleans now. He's doing his thing that way. Down there, then like my senior year come along, about to graduate. I'm doing good in my auditions and stuff. I auditioned for Howard. The director actually came to our school and auditioned us. Of course, Alabama State, Dr. Oliver been coming to Cincinnati my freshman year. So that was kind of like my choice. Like, man, he been coming up here all the time recruiting. So I'm like, might well go to Alabama.
Right.
But it was a guy that came. His name was Eddie Love. He's still around. He an old head, man, like Tennessee State back in the 60s. And like he was like one of the first African American to get his master's in music from Indiana University type stuff like that. So you remember Jared Grayson, he played baritone. He was in the band room and I was in class. He texted me like, "Hey man, there's some dude down here, man. He played the Star Spangled Banner's mouthpiece." And me, I'm like, man, ain't nobody doing that, man. Whatever, man. Went down there. So he was real strict on fundamentals. You got to be fundamentally sound. So he was like our assistant director. So with me, he said, so I'm playing some stuff, thinking I'm doing. He said, nah, you gotta do it like this. And he's spraying stuff, and he like in his 60s, 70s. I'm like, whoa, what is this guy? But like he got me together, man. He said, no, man, I understand you could do this. You can't be a good trumpet player if you cannot read all this music like this. If you want to play high, you gotta play it in melodic phrases. That one note stuff ain't gonna work. I'm telling you, I was a one note specialist. I wait for that last note. Yeah, I got
it.
But but he was like, man, you got chops, but you gotta work it this way, man. You gotta work it this way. So then, fast forward to college, Alabama State was down there 4 years, section leader. Then I transferred, graduated from Sioux State University. I was section leader there too. And I met a lot of trumpet players, man. Alan Vizzuti, Arturo Sandoval, Marcus Prentup. I can't even think of who else. Oh yeah, we also recorded with Boosie Collins one time when I came back from college. Cause my high school band director, he actually tours for Boosie Collins before he retired from touring all that stuff. And we went to his house. Cause that's when like they was doing like the Coca-Cola jingle type thing. So we went to his house and did like a little jingle, all that stuff. But yeah, man. I know my music journey isn't over yet. I've been slacking, but 2020 has shown me that, like, man, if you're not on it, it can be taken away from you very quickly. So I don't know, man. I did a lot of stuff musically, man. It's too much to explain in a short amount of time, you know. But now I'm currently so I was teaching. I taught at Cincinnati for 1 year before I moved to Memphis. And when I moved to Memphis, I was at 2 schools. One school didn't work out that well, you know. With me, I like to express myself, so me and the principal kind of. So then, the second school I was at in Memphis, Marcellus Price, he was like, "Hey man, we got position over, man. Come over here." I'm like, I don't know. But then the principal asked me to recruit me because I also record bands and stuff, and I'll get into how I got into that later. But he'll come up to me like, I didn't know who he was. "Hey man, you teach music, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm teaching the school down the street." "Hey man, all right." He walk away. I'm like, "Who was this guy?" Then there was another event. "Hey man, I've been watching you, man. I heard you do good things." He said, "I'm the principal at coming to school with Marcellus. I want you to come on board with us." I'm like, "Oh, he a principal," and I've been kind of like brushing him off, like, "Man, he about to hire me."
All
He said, "No,
right,
I
man.
understand."
I'm trying to record these bands now, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Then
trying.
he was, but he was like, I understand you was doing your thing, man. That's not no worry." And he hired me, and his name is Mr. Coleman, man. He's a hell of a principal, man. He'll make sure that his teacher's straight. If you need help in your classroom with like his expectations, he'll show you what he want and all that. And he made me a better teacher in that 1 year. He made me a better teacher, man. And we had the opportunity to bring our kids up to Cincinnati last year for the Cincinnati Reds 100th day parade. And it kind of blew the kids' mind because a lot of them never been outside of Memphis or they never been out of Tennessee. Because it's funny because some of the kids sitting behind me and they was like, we pulled up to like, we drove to Nashville. "Oh, we in Cincinnati already?" Like, "Nah, we still in Tennessee. What you talking
we
about?
ain't
Y'all
left the
never been
state,
to
man.
Right, like y'all never been to Nashville. But when they came up here, man, it blew their mind because it's a whole different part of the country, different culture and all that stuff. And the funny thing about it was, we forgot our band T-shirts in Memphis, right? So we were
Right.
like, we tried scrambling around, like, "Oh, how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this?" So I had to call my dad up because we make T-shirts as well. I called my dad up like, "Hey, you got some white shirts in the house?" He's like, "Yeah." So we actually drove the charter bus to where my parents stay at. Charter bus on the street, so the kids got to see where I was raised at. My parents' house. We got the T-shirts and all that type of stuff. Did a parade, battled at high school, and came back. You know, so I'm glad. I'm happy where I'm at musically, education wise, and got a new position at a elementary school up here in Cincinnati. Hayes Porter. Hayes Porter is actually in the community where I live in. So the elementary school that I came out of actually merged to that school. And right when I graduated from high school, I would go over to that school. My dad taught there as well. He taught special education, and that's when the principal first got there. So she let me come in and do like a little music camp with the kids and all that. So when I was in the position, I applied for it. She called me. Uh, She's like, "Yeah, this younger Mr. Gilbert. I remember he used to be in here running around showing our kids how to play stuff. He'd be a good asset." So it's good that I'm back. I'm home for real. Cause like this is where it all started for me. Even though
Right.
the schools merged. So a lot of people I grew up with, their kids go there. So they're like, "Nah, my kid about to do band. Cause we see what you did. We know what you can do with our kids and all that type of stuff." So yeah, man, it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm ready for the challenge. Even with this COVID stuff, I don't know how everything's going to look,
Right.
but I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. So that's kind of my music journey in about 15 minutes.
So what it sounds like, man, is you over the years, you never lacked in experience being given to
Okay.
you from people that look like you. So
Yeah.
you always had somebody to say, hey, come on, get up, let's do this. Hey, come on, get up, let's do this. And helped you progress, of course, from your home with your parents, from the African American male teachers that you had. And that's a blessing to have throughout your school career. Because a lot of people don't look at kindergarten through high school to 12th grade as a career. That's a school career because that's a story. That's the first 12 years of your life. Well, I'm not say 12, but of course, you know, but that's that 12-year period of your life tells who you are from kindergarten all the way to high school. And that's what's going to propel you going forward into the world. I give a similar story, man. When I first got to the performing arts school, at the time I was playing drums in my church. Never learned how to play drums, never was taught how to play drums. My uncle played drums, and I idolized my uncle. So I was like, my uncle do it, I can do it. So my uncle had to move back to Atlanta at one time, so I just started playing. I can keep tempo, I can keep the beat and everything. So go to the performing arts middle school, get there. I signed up for intermediate band. I forget beginner, intermediate band. I know how to play drums. You can't tell me nothing else. So get there. First day, my band director asked me, can you read music? I said, no, ma'am. I'm changing your schedule right now. You go in the beginner band. Get the beginner band. She tried out every mouthpiece that she had. And the only thing that fit my mouth was a tuba mouthpiece. And that's how I started playing tuba. But yeah, I think everybody wanted to play drum because we wanted to make noise. Like we wanted to beat on something. And I was playing drums in my church. So if I'm getting paid to do drums, you might as well put me in intermediate band. They used to give me the $25. Here you go. Thank you for your service. I get paid to do this. So you might as well. You need me. I make money just like you. We on the same level. But looking at your trajectory of what you've done with music, what you've been through with music, you recently have, and I'm so proud of you watching this video. You stood up to those board members, and not stood up to them like in a method of demeaning or anything like that, but you have a vision for what you know you can do with the experience that you have and what you've done as a teacher, as an instructor, and as a director. And you want to make sure that where you're going has the adequate funding to be able to put that vision out. How were you nervous getting ready to do that? Because I look at me when I go to conventions and I do a whole hour-long session teaching people the beginning stages of YouTube, like what kind of cameras to get, what kind of microphones to get, how to do a good background when you're recording your videos and whatnot. And every time I get ready to do it, I get nervous. I have these little jitters, but once I start, I get right into it. But doing something like that where you're on a county stage, and of course now you're on a national stage, because I'm pretty sure that video has been shared all over. How did that feel?
Because I actually been trying to. It was for city council meeting, because they're trying to give $1 million to the police department. I'm not about to get to that political stuff right now.
Right.
But I contacted them back in like January, February about doing a mass ban. So those of y'all who don't know what a mass ban is basically where people from all over the city come together and they play band songs, and they have performances throughout the summer and all that. But my experience with that, and then I'll get to what happened. Back in 2011, I went to Memphis for the first time and performed with their mass band. And how I got down there is funny, because my boy Bradley Gilliland, he crashed in 2010, lived in Memphis, Tennessee. That's when they first merged the All Stars and the Alumni,
right,
to make the mass band. And I seen them playing. I'm like, hold on, I know that guy. Yeah, we got one 4th of July in Jackson, Mississippi. I ain't never been to Jackson, Mississippi. I ain't never been to Memphis. And I got a Greyhound ticket that same day. I asked him when performing, practicing. He said we're gonna practice this the week before. So got Greyhound ticket. Got on the bus. I don't care. I ain't never been here. Got on the bus. It was like a 13-hour drive from Cincinnati, Memphis, and I'd never been that part of Tennessee before, and got to his house, we chilling, and we went to practice late. So we pulled the end of practice. We walk in there, so everybody looking like, who is this dude right here? Like, I don't know none of these people. And they play vice versa. Have I played vice versa before? No. Do I know the notes a little bit? Kinda. Do I know the last note? Yep. It's a high concert F screaming G. That's what I'm about to do. So they playing it.
That's what I'm here for. If y'all didn't know, I can't scream.
Yeah. So like so I'm on the end. And this one Vontae, he went to Southern, he graduated from Southern One. He was playing the Chiefs, he puffed out. He was a high school there. So I'm standing behind him. And so they playing it, and I took it up and smacked the last note. They cut her off. Then everybody looked back like, who the fuck was that? Like,
right.
That's all my bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I ain't warm up none of that. So took the horn out of the case. I gotta prove myself right now. I don't know none of the people. They're like, who was you? Blah 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 blah. They started talking to me. Then so I went to go pay my fee. They said, man, you really came from Cincinnati? I'm like, yeah. Like, I want to do what y'all do. Then Mr. Thomas Snoop, he like, me came all the way from Cincinnati. I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, I love band. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I came for the music.
I came for the music. So then so I did that. I went back and did it, and then I did Birmingham Mass Band 2012. Then when I was about to move to Memphis, I did 2017, 18, 19. And so what I wanted to do was bring one to Cincinnati. So we kind of started one back in 2016. Some people came, some people didn't. We did a Memorial Day parade. It was good. Then when I moved, so now I'm back. So I want to bring the same kind of experience so that our high school kids, our elementary school kids, and our students that's in college, they can come back and play and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And break that cultural gap of music in Cincinnati. Cause like from when I heard like back in like the 80s and 90s, bands was booming in Cincinnati. Like with me, I can't experience that. I was just like I wasn't born in the 80s. I was born in the 90s. Like I don't that's not playing in my head. So I don't really know. Cause it's like every high school had a band here, but now like they're slowly coming back, but it's not what we think band is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Is so so I wrote a letter to city council like, hey, I introduced myself and I told them like, hey, I want to bring a mass band to Cincinnati, and we need this before I accepted the job. So like a facility and like some funds for instruments and stuff like that. Of course, you have some people who say, okay, that sounds good. Good luck, and they don't really try to say like, hey, I'll try to help you. But some people actually wanted to help. One of the council members said they actually was a music major in college, and then COVID happened, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I just recently hit them back up like a couple of weeks ago, like, hey, I know everything been going weird going on. Can we still talk about it? But one guy kept responding back, so we've been talking. Then last week on Tuesday, I was on Facebook and I seen that they was having the budget meeting, talking about the $1 million and stuff. So I'm on the Facebook Live saying like, how can I talk on this? How can I speak on Zoom? Blah blah blah. And some people send me the link, so I registered for that. Then Wednesday they called me and said, you want to come in person or do a Zoom? I said, yeah, I'll be at work, so I'll do Zoom. Then Thursday morning, because they tell you only get 2 minutes to speak. So when I was talking, if I be mumbling, sometimes I be trying to get too much information out
Right.
on time. And so Tuesday morning before work, I had to be at work at 11, so it's like 10 o'clock. I need to write down something. So I typed out everything I said. I typed it out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And the night before, I looked it up, like different instruments. So get like a little estimate. Okay, this is about $400,000. I'll just say $400,000. Like 20 sousaphones, 20 trumpets, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Right. When I tell you had it jotted down, you was like, look, this is what I want to do. This is how much we need to do it. And because a lot of times those city councils, you can just say, you could have just said, I want to do a mass band. And they'd be like, okay, band, mass band, mass choir at church. I get it. But you came to them directly saying, look, I want to do a band. This is why I want to do a band. This is what this is needed for. This is what can happen if this happens. This is how many instruments I need. This is the type of instrument I need. This is how much this instrument costs. They need those type of details. That helps them understand more. Because a lot of times all they're about is numbers and facts.
Yeah.
You give numbers, you give facts, you can really get somewhere with the city council. If you just up there saying, I want to do this, they're like, okay. But if you come up there with something for them to hear, and that's when I say I was proud. I said, bruh is on here giving it to them like raw, like we need this, we need that, we need this many of this, we need this many of that. And at the end of the day, you summed it up, let them know this is what we could do to enrich the culture of our community.
Mm-hmm. And go back to the principal I had back in Memphis, Mr. Coleman. He with me and Marcellus, he told us like, he said he basically said, y'all can be a principal like me. I don't want to be no principal. I don't want to do all that paperwork. I don't want to deal with kids. I don't like dealing with parents at the time. But he showed us the ins and outs. If this is what you want, you need to have X, Y, and Z. So like that's why I was able to do it so fast. I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. But going back to being nervous, of course, I be nervous all the time. But I have learned over time that that's just a natural thing. You always be nervous. Somebody say they ain't never nervous, they perfect. They lying. They definitely lying. Whatever. But you gotta get yourself in that zone. Like just take that deep breath. All right, it's showtime, and do it. Once you say your first couple words, everything will go like that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you done. People ask you like, how did you do this? And like, what made you like how you asking? What made you say this and this and that? And it make the next time better. Then it keeps going better and better and better, like that. But at first, growing up, I didn't like talking in front of crowds. I ain't like doing all that stuff. But now I don't care. I say what I gotta say. I get right to the point.
Get to your point. Let people know what's up. And I can speak that you've always been like that. Even in our college days, you straight up like, this is what it is. This is who I am. Oh well,
Yeah. But I haven't heard nothing back from city council on that stuff because it's a lot of stuff going on right now in the city. It's crazy, man.
Right.
It's crazy. But that's for the financial money for next year. So hopefully, if nothing happened this year, hopefully we can do something next year. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or if the school situation be kind of decent, if we can get kids on instruments doing something. I got another plan, but I ain't gonna say that right now. But it's going to involve more. It's gonna be different because with me, I don't stop. I don't care. I'm like, this is what got me out of the house, out of trouble, money in my pocket, and meeting people from all over the world. Like when I was at Central State, we had a football game against Texas Southern in the Bahamas. I ain't never been in the Bahamas before.
Right.
All we had to do was get our picture. School paid for a passport, and that was it. So I'm like, cool, in the Bahamas. I never in a million years I would thought that I would be playing my trumpet at a football game at the Bahamas. Right. Then after the game, we went to the gym, and the high school kids, they were playing. Everybody playing fanfares and stuff. So I said, man, forget this fool. I'm going to go over there and play with these kids. What y'all playing? Once again, do I know the music? No, I do not. Do I know it's a screaming G in this song? It's gonna be there somewhere. So I'm gonna play it. So I'm playing. They looking back. Wow, look at him. Look. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then after I graduated from Central, some kids from the Bahamas started. They're now at Central State now. So it's kind of like we put the seed in them. You know what I'm saying? It's for education. We plant the seed for people, man. You never know, cause like one of my former students back in Memphis, he hit me up on my Instagram for my photography. he talking noise like you trash, Mr. Gilbert. You can't play trumpet. I'm better than you on trumpet. I'm like, boy, be quiet. But then he was like, nah. He was like, nah, for real. My brother just bought me a camera now, so I'm about to go around and start recording bands. So with me, like every performance we did, I had my camera set up, record the band. Then with me and Marcellus switch songs, I put the camera down, boom, I do my song. So like he seen me doing this stuff, he seen like the videos, how stuff I'm doing, so he want to do it now. You know what I'm saying, man? It's just like they see what we do, even though we get on their nerves, we be on them, man. They low key want to kind of do what we do because we that spark, man.
Right.
And like it was crazy because like I wasn't expecting that from him. Even though he can't maybe talking all that noise, but when he say he got a camera now, he want to do record bands stuff, man. That kind of made me feel better, man.
Definitely. And you're right, man. Band has taken us to places we never thought we'd go. I've been to Hawaii, playing the tuba in Hawaii. We were in Hawaii for 9 days. This was in high school. I'm like, bro, we in Hawaii. Like, we got off the plane. First of all, when we left the South, it was cold because it was April. So we got on sweatshirts and jackets. We get to Hawaii, the plane lanes, and we walking through the tunnel, and it's like we were getting cooked in the oven. So we just come out of clothes. We come out of clothes, getting comfortable. But it was the realization that we are in Hawaii playing our instruments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I look at once a year, with my job, I'm not able to do as much band stuff as I would like to. But once a year or every other year, I say, when I go home to Mobile for Mardi Gras, there's a brass band I've been playing with since I've been in high school. Mm-hmm. I could go do 3 parades and have about an extra $150 just off doing 3 Mardi Gras parades. Easy. You know what I'm saying? It quick money. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily make it look music to be about money, but it's people do it for money. It's a legit. You do it for money. It's a profession, but it's not just about the money for you. It's about what you can do to instill the minds of the young people that you're around. Mm-hmm. And I think that's even more important because, like you said, you just made a statement earlier about how band looked like to us back in our day. Yeah, there are bands, but band doesn't look like it look like it did. I spent a lot of time in Mobile this year for Mardi Gras. Mm-hmm. Because me, I got the YouTube channel. We were doing a lot of coverage, a lot of video shooting, interviewing a lot of different people. So I went to a lot of parades this year and I saw the different high schools. And I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, every high school had at least 150 plus members. Mm-hmm. Every last one of them, from BC Rain. I forgot what's his name at BC Rain now. You know who I'm talking about. He came.
Who?
Kendall at BC Rain, and looking at Williamson and LaFleur. The biggest band right now is Blunt High School, and Blunt's always kept a familiar, a nice size. And BC Rain is right up under them. But I look at bands like LaFleur. LaFleur used to march 220. They used to call LaFleur the marching 220. Even the higher producing schools, both the lower performing schools and the higher performing schools, all of the bands are small. They're 50 tops, 60, and it hurts because you knew what band was coming down the street when they turned the corner. You could hear them like, oh, that sounds like LaFleur coming, or that sounds like Viger coming. Now it's a guess. It's a guess. Yeah. What band it is coming. Oh, I didn't know that was Viking. I didn't know they was that small. And it hurts. But you wonder, what does it take to help the community? Like, you look at Birmingham, Alabama right now. The city council, along with the mayor, they made it to where these schools are getting uniforms. Like, these schools had horrible looking uniforms, brand new uniforms. And I remember when it first happened, I was tagging, me and a lot of our folks were tagging the mayor and people in Mobile City Council, like, why can't this be done for the schools in my area? I got a little cousin right now. This is his first year of high school. But since he's been in middle school, he plays saxophone. He's been marching with both LaFleur and Blunt in parades and playing at football games. Mm-hmm. So now I can see that the schools are starting to get back into that feeder position where they're starting to, take them out of middle school and push them push them into high school while they're still in middle school. So he's already a skilled player just by having that experience. Now, do he be tired when I see him at the parades? He be like, he had a little saxophone. I'm like, he gonna be asleep when he get to the house tonight. Like he be looking like he went through it, but he's gonna be better prepared going into that freshman year of high school. He's gonna be more advanced than the kids who didn't get that opportunity to slide in and do that out through high school. What do you think about feeder programs? Do you think, you being a music teacher, how vital do you think that is to your job? Because of course, you're wanting, whether you're teaching at a high school like you've taught at before, or whether you teach at elementary school now, you want all programs to flourish because that helps you flourish. That helps you get better raises because you have something to show for. Like, hey, we did this with the students, but if you don't have any students, what can you show?
Because even when I was in elementary, we didn't. Basically, you can choose wherever school you want to go to. So with the feeder program, we didn't really have feeder programs. It was just kids go wherever school they want to go to. But it's still that way now with elementary. You know what I'm saying? They kind of trying to have it zoned out, but kids go where they want to go to. But they don't have instrumental programs in all the schools. You know what I'm saying? It's some elementaries that has instrumental, but sometimes you got the floater teacher going around. He there for 2-3 days a week, boom, boom, boom. Or you might have a teacher there for just 1 week, you know, stuff like that. But they're trying to increase it now. They're trying to get more instruments for students and all that stuff now. But you need a feeder program to keep anything stable. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see the cities like New Orleans, Memphis, where that you have elementary, middle school band. So when they go to high school, you don't have to go, this is how you read a whole note. 4 counts and 4/4.
They have daycare
quarter
bands
note.
In New Orleans.
That's what I'm saying. Like
daycare bands.
you don't have to do all of that reteaching, you know. But you need feeder programs, or your program will just die off. Yep. It's just like sports. You got every kid playing AAU now. So when they go to high school, they really don't have to play. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the recruiters come where? AAU. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, but especially up this way, man, we need more people willing to go into the elementary and teach these kids how to really play. Because like if you can teach a kid how to play in elementary school, high school easy to teach. You know what I'm saying? Because the kid's more mature. You ain't really got a motive for. But elementary, you got to deal with a kid. Hey, stop touching him. Get your hand out your mouth. Sit down straight. Come on, man. Do I really gotta call your mama? Chill out. But then once they attention grab on to something, you can do so much with them. And I'm glad with me, I was able to do it in elementary because I seen a lot of stuff, man. I've seen a lot of stuff. But yeah, we need more feeder schools. We need more for, like you said, with like fun and stuff. We need more of our fine art teachers out here speaking up. You know, because people will say, nah, Tyree, chill out. You shouldn't be saying that. Like, nah, I'm going to fight for this. You want to fire me? Go ahead, fire me. I know I can go to some other city where they appreciate what I can do. They appreciate music. That's why I left and was in Memphis, because they appreciate it down there. But I chose that, you know what? I learned a lot down here. I don't want to leave, but let me go back home and try to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we need more fine art teachers to kind of speak up, like, because we sit here and say our classes are always overfilled. You kids don't want to be in this class. Why can't I get a beginner band? But this school over here, they got beginner band, intermediate, advanced band, percussion ensemble, all this stuff. And like, what's going on? Because it been developed it been developed for over 50 years. Stuff ain't changed, and also they speak up. You know, if we keep allowing them to say, allowing them to do what they want with us, or we just keep accepting it. Oh well, we know he ain't gonna say nothing with these 50 kids in there for general music, ain't nothing gonna change. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
we need everybody has to be vocal, man. We gotta fight for it, and this is the time now because the world we live in is being exposed for everything. You
Right.
know, so
Right.
we have to be more vocal on what we want, but we gotta do it the right way.
Exactly.
We gotta have it planned out. We gotta plan out. Well, this is why. This is why I'm going off because we need X, Y, and Z. That instrument been here since I was in high school, and it was before that. So this instrument is real old. It has this really been cleaned out. You know, this school over here they don't have a program, but why they getting all these brand new instruments? And my teacher been here for 20-some years. You know, stuff
Yep.
like that. So, but yeah.
And for people that are not certain on what we mean by our feeder program, you have a lot of high school, a lot of elementary schools and middle schools that like Tyree is saying that teach music, and they prepare those students from the time they're in elementary school to get to high school. So imagine your city or your county not having feeder programs for music. They do it for sports. They definitely do it for sports. You know, little man, he go play at Withrow High School. We've been teaching him football all throughout elementary and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to band, imagine wanting to have a high school band, and you have your seniors that are graduated, so we can't count them. But you got 20 juniors that are in the band. You got 30 sophomores that are in the band, and you got 30 freshmen that are in the band that are about to become sophomores. All these kids are about to move up. Mm-hmm. So imagine there's only one elementary school, one middle school, and one high school in your area. And that's like that for real in a lot of areas. Yeah. So we just counted, 30, 60, 80 kids? And imagine the 8th grade class that graduates, there are no band students going to high school.
Exactly.
So now you're about to lose another 20 when they graduate, when those seniors graduate. So legitimately, you have a 60-piece band. I mean, and that it works in some places, but if you're really trying to establish a foundation in music and root it, you need numbers. Mm-hmm. You know, it's cool to have a little ensemble, but you need numbers if you're really trying to make a statement. And right. I think a lot of people miss that when it comes to music, and not just music, performing arts, period. That's why I was blessed to go to a performing arts school, because I probably would have never picked up a horn, and we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation if I never left that low performing middle school and went to a performing arts school and started learning music and done all the things that I've done. Another question I want to ask you, and that's a question that we always ask on this series, is what do you think about the word consistency?
Consistency, you have to do it. How can I say it to not say too much?
Right.
Basically, if you set yourself out to do something, you gotta do it all the time. You can't half step with it. You can't say, well, I will do it tomorrow. If you say you go do something, you gotta do it. Like with me, if I want to do this mass band, I gotta think about that mass band when I wake up, when I take a shower, when I go to work, when I'm driving my car, while eating my food, while I'm out here shooting this basketball, while I'm playing 2K, while I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I gotta research some stuff. I gotta ask other directors, hey, how did y'all get all these kids to do mass band? What y'all had pizza? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I had pizza, something like that. You have to stay on it. Consistency. You have to stay on whatever task that you have. You got to do it. And let me go back to your point about the feeder school and the programs and stuff. You got to think about it this way. When we go through school, you don't have no freshman, no AP English. So why you got a freshman in my quote unquote advanced band and they never played before?
Right.
Or you got a student that never, or you got a student that's not good at algebra, but you got them taking calculus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't do that for general ed. Do the same thing for your fine arts classes.
Yeah.
Pit the kids where they belong, and I guarantee you these behaviors will change, because you got some kids that walk around the school who can draw, but we don't have a lot of art teachers because maybe an art teacher haven't grabbed the right kids to get them in these schools. Because when they was in high school, they never took art class. Like with me personally, in high school, I only took one music class throughout high school, and that was like a little jazz band class.
Yeah.
My senior year, I took all the classes I needed to take. They wanted to put me in the AP class, all that stuff, and they asked us to make our schedule. I already had my mind made up since elementary school. I want to be a music teacher. So what I do? I want to be in general music. This class, boom, 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 boom. My counselor looked at my schedule and laughed. Ha! No, you can't do that. But I said, why can't I? If I'm going to college to be a music major, I need to understand what I'm about to get myself into. Like,
Right.
no, you don't. You can take this. You can take AP English, knowing well I'm not good at English anyway. You can take AP English. You can take anatomy and physiology. I'm not about to be no scientist and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, then of course when I went to school, I struggled a little bit in music because I didn't understand
The
theory, the theory, the oral skills. Well, I gotta sing this pitch and write it down. Like I had no clue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have those music classes. Then people say, "Well, your band director supposed to teach you all that." How my band director gonna teach me if he only see me at school?
Yeah. And see, I signed up. I don't remember. I don't think we had a theory class together, but I signed up for theory because I came in there with the mindset of I want to be a band director. And after that first semester in that class, I was like, I don't want to be a band director because I had no teaching. I'll say this: the high school that I went to, I had a band director, and we don't get along. we didn't get along. Just a little small story. I marched in that high school band 4 years. My mama was a band booster. I went to all performances. I was in the jazz band, the symphonic band, traveled everywhere, did all the fundraisers, everything. My senior year, my mama gets sick, got cancer. I missed some performances, not because I had a side job like some people was, not because I just didn't want to come to games, because I never missed a football game, and not because none of that, because I was sitting at the hospital with my mom. He stood docked my grade for every performance I missed. So imagine the end of my first semester in my senior high school, I'm supposed to be getting ready to audition for colleges, and my report card has an E for band because I got dock grade. But when it came to music theory, he was selective about who he put in those classes.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? He was selective. So I can't say there was not a theory class there. He was selective about who got in those classes. And that's what happens in a lot of these schools too. Straight up. That's what happens. But to your point, it's along the lines of a lot of stuff like that needs to be taught, because of course they don't want that to be your total focus when you're in high school, because you're supposed to be getting these general classes out the way, and then you go to college, and that's where you're supposed to be starting what we consider your major. But we live in a world now where it needs to start happening even more. Not just for all these other electives and everything, but definitely for music. You got people who are in band and they love being in band. Why not make other opportunities for them to have electives to learn more about band, and not necessarily about band, but music?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, provide more opportunities for them to be able to say, okay, well, yes, I'm in the band. Yes, I play in the symphonic band. And yes, I do jazz band as well. But how do I put them notes on the paper? Oh, my school has a theory class. Theory is going to teach me about pitches and sounds and chord progression. And eventually I'll learn how to write my own song. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff needs to be implemented so we don't lose that generation of people who actually want to be directors, who actually want to be trained musicians. And not necessarily those who could become directors, but those who are sitting in the New York Philharmonic making 6 figures.
That's what I'm saying, because like you don't have to be a teacher, because you might have the 1 or 2, 3 people that say, hey, I'm gonna be a doctor. Cause like like music, I got a lot on my mind. I don't feel like saying anything, but like even doing like jazz band gigs, you playing with somebody. Hey man, you good, man? You teach somewhere? Nah, man, I'm a neuroscience surgeon. I work on people's brains. What? Like, yeah, I love music. I just like doing this. Or you own a bank or something. Like, you don't have to be a music major to make this extra money in your pocket from your job.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is be decent on your instrument. You can be great. Some people out here better than some music educators. They just had that gift, but they are doctors, lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
Policemen, whatever.
On Procter and Gamble, cause like I was playing with this jazz big band here in Cincinnati before I moved. They call it Jump and Jive Band, and one of the trombonists, he was I think he was like one of the owners of General Electric here in Cincinnati. He's sitting right here. This man got $1 million in his pocket, and I got about $40 in my pocket.
Right.
We just playing music, and he's like in his 80s. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know. Some people don't have the mind, like some administrators don't have the mindset saying like, I'm here for the kids. Some of you are, some not. Yeah. Just point blank plain. If you're whoever listening, if you're thinking about being this for any educator, it's some that's going to be out here to actually help you while you teaching. It might some just be out here just trying to fill a position. As soon as you get there, everything was allowed to you in your interview. Going back to music, like, yeah, we want a band. Yeah, I love music. But you get your class, you got all these kids that don't want to be in there, and you got so much you want to give out, but you're only reaching about 2-3 kids. But that's good though, because you're getting stressed out, you're getting drained. You start thinking, why did I go to school for 5-7 years for this music degree, and I can't even sit down here and teach my class? Is it me, or am I doing something wrong? Like, I don't want to do this no more. Then you leave. You don't play your instrument no more. Then all your everything you work for, you lost it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's being a musician or any dealing with fine arts, period, man. It's a very difficult job because we got so much going on in our head that we trying to get out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, man, I'm hearing this song in my head. Boom, boom, boom. I want to give it out to the band. Mr. Gilbert, put 10 more kids in your class. What? You know what I'm saying? Man, forget that song. And I got to deal with, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. That's just me personally, man. Yeah. I had some good experiences. I had some bad experiences, man.
Definitely, man. But, bro, I appreciate you being on here today, man. Glad you were able to tell your story. We want to make sure everybody gets to hear this because there are so many people out there in the world that want to do music on another level. And definitely not just teaching like you do, but on the other levels that we've talked about today, man. But let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Facebook, Tyree Gilbert, Tyree Gilbert, Gilbert. Also, I do photography. I got my own YouTube channel as well, Skatephi Media, SKATEPHI Media, MEDIA.
And I'm glad you said that. Hold on, I almost forgot. I got my notes. I forgot, bro. This photography, man. You killing the game, man. You have me scrolling through my phone, so I'm like, oh, hold on, what is this? What is this, man? Real quick, what made you get off into that?
Actually, when I was younger, summer camp, we actually had a photography class. So we had to be like 9 or 8 or 9, and we actually had, but that was like the first class that was gone. So like first come, first serve. So I was able to join that class, and that's when it wasn't no digital cameras. You had to actually take the picture and go to the dark room. So we had a dark room, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I said I want to be a photographer, but this was before I got into music. So I said, man, I want to be a photographer, man. This is pretty cool, man. I could take pictures on the photo sheet, then you dip it in the water, then you hang it up. But as soon as you open that door, your stuff gonna be messed up.
Everything done.
So you see that red light means do not go in there. Like, man, it was cool. And but then I got involved in music, started doing that. But then when I moved to Memphis, because you know it's a lot of band stuff down there, and it's hard for a lot of media people to even cover high school games, a middle school battle, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, man, let me go to Best Buy and get one of these cameras. And I was asking some people, like, what's some good equipment? So I got me like a little camera and started doing that and doing pictures as well. But then my cousin, he's also a photographer here in Cincinnati. And he said, man, your pictures look jacked up, man. I said, what you talking about? You overexposed, you know, you're doing X, Y, and Z. Try this, and that. Showing me different editing techniques like that. But it's a lot of talented photographers here in Cincinnati. They give out helpful advice, but it's just you just gotta find your style, stuff like that. But yeah, that's I really wanted to get back into photography because I was a little kid running around with a camera, and I just want to go back in the dark room and see the picture pop up in the little chemicals, like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And man, I laugh because I'll never forget that night you ran across Morgan Freeman in Memphis. Man, boy, that was rich.
Because my cousin was asking, he was asking the one recording because like we was because he drove down to Memphis. Him and his model came down to Memphis. My cousin, he actually lived in Nashville, so he came down to Nashville. Then he came down to Memphis, and we was walking downtown taking pictures. Boom, boom, boom. Then we walked up like this little alley where some bars was at, taking pictures. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, watch out, y'all! Watch out! Just watch out! They're trying to get through. Hey, they're like Morgan Freeman. Hey, it is Morgan Freeman. I said, hey, get out the way. Everybody move, move. So like I had my little first ever paparazzi moment. Everybody move out the way. I got this. Move, move. Then Morgan Freeman came up to the bottle and started posing and stuff. So that was crazy.
Yeah. Morgan like he was about to risk it all. Morgan looking like, hey man, honey. Like Morgan was in that thing for real, man. But again, bro, I really appreciate you coming out, man. Y'all please follow my boy all over social media. Y'all, thank you for watching another episode of the 101 series presented by Fandoms Anonymous. We'll see you guys in another video.